Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Neelam Maravi from Narayana Health City, Bangalore, India. My e-poster for today is about dense deposit disease and overlap syndrome. Dense deposit disease is a rare condition with a prevalence of 2 to 3 cases per million. It requires early detection and aggressive management to prevent deterioration of renal function. Here we present 3 male patients aged 5, 19 and 23 years, all with an electron microscopy diagnosis of dense deposit disease but with varied clinical presentation. First case is a 5-year-old boy born to non-consanguineous parents with no family history of renal disease. He presented with generalized anasarca, gross hematuria, hypertension, nephrotic proteinuria and hypocomplementemia. Renal biopsy on LM and IF showed diffuse exudative glomerulonephritis, suggestive of infection-related C3GN. Electron microscopy was confirmative of dense deposit disease. Clinical exam was normal and C3 nephrotic factor testing could not be done. He was treated with a standard course of steroid as per ISKTC regimen. He was in remission for 2 years while continuing MMF and ACE inhibitor. He then had an LRTI which precipitated a relapse with AKI. He responded to relapse regimen of steroid and immunosuppression was upgraded to MMF and tacrolimus, following which he continues to be in remission with normal renal function. The second case is of a 19-year-old teenager who presented with mixed nephrotic picture with concurrent URTI. On evaluation, he had hypertension and renal dysfunction. Renal biopsy showed C3-mediated glomerulonephritis with no immunoglobulin deposit. Electron microscopy showed intramembranous hyperosmophilic deposit in a linear fashion as shown in the below image. He was treated with intensive course of steroid followed by low-dose steroid and conservative treatment for 2 years. Though he is clinically well, he continues to have worsening renal parameters. Third case describes a 23-year-old male who was symptomatic for 4 years and diagnosed with biopsy-proven C3GN elsewhere. After 2 years of onset of symptom, he was treated with course of steroid followed by 18-month course of MMF and 500 mg cumulative dose of rituximab. On his first presentation to our hospital, he was noted to have lipodystrophy and renal dysfunction. Rebiopsy showed more than 50% interstitial fibrosis and tubular atrophy with dense deposit disease finding on EM study. In view of chronicity, he was medically managed with CKD medications. In summary, all our patients' clinical and biopsy features were overlapping with IRGN, C3GN and other primary glomerular disease. Genetic testing is expensive. C3 nephrotic factor test is not available in developing countries like ours. Hence, EM study becomes extremely important to diagnose dense deposit disease. With eculizumab being highly expensive option, we are left with choice of immunosuppression like steroid, MMF, rituximab and supportive therapy. We conclude that electron microscopy, although expensive, is vital in all suspected cases of primary glomerular disease for early diagnosis and management of dense deposit disease so that rapid deterioration of renal function can be prevented. Thank you.